Hotsauce quick service for counter service in fast food environments. This is your order entry screen, and it is where your employees will spend 99% of their shift. These two columns going down the middle are what are called menu links and link to different sections of your menu items. I've just built a basic menu for demo purposes, so I listed out category 1 through 11 just so you could see how much room you have to store different categories. You have 2 columns, so 22 total categories on a single page. However, if you do have more categories or you would like to break down your menu into further submenus, we can click on one of these and then it pulls up a submenu with different categories linked to it. And then we can navigate back to the main menu with this button. Each of these menu links can contain 21 items displayed in this upper right-hand pane. But if you do have more than 21 items in a single category, we can have additional pages that they can then page through. Items can have modifiers attached to them that will pop up automatically and direct your employees through specific decisions, either for instructions to be passed back to a kitchen or just for pricing upgrades if it's for a counter service where they may already have their food. Whenever I click on the item, the modifiers pop up like this. These numbers in the lower right-hand corner are item countdowns. They can be attached to modifiers or to regular menu items and can be used to verify counts on a periodic basis and let your staff know of limited numbers of limited inventory. Once it reaches 0, it will automatically 86 the item. Your servers will no longer be allowed to order it anymore until you've upped your counts. We can have multiple modifiers attached to the item. This is what's called a forced modifier, meaning that I have to make this selection in order to keep going. I have a previous button which will just remove it, but I have to select one of these options. It could be a bun for a burger, could be a side option for an entree, it could be a dressing for a salad, whatever the case may be. I select one of the options and now it pops up another modifier. This is what's called an unforced modifier, meaning that I can use some of these options to add in different items, but I can also just skip past this by clicking done and ordering the item as is. Some of the other modifier options are these action buttons along the side. So we'll just have basic ingredients and instructions here, and I can add an onion, or I can say no onion, sub-onion, onion on the side, whatever the case may be, but these buttons along the side allow us to limit how many options we have to show here and keep the menu a little simpler for your employees to use. You can also affect pricing with these buttons as well. So if I add avocado to a burger, it's $1, but if the burger comes with it already and I don't want it, whenever I click no, it will actually zero out the price. On the other side of things, if I wanted extra, then I can make it double the price. Another way our modifiers work is the way that the pricing is actually displayed. So for this burger, it will ring up as $5.99 on the receipt with $1 added in for avocado, or $2 added in for extra avocado. Alternatively, we can have what is called roll-up pricing on a modifier, meaning that it affects the base price. So right now the burger is $5.99, but if I make it a medium combo, then it adds $3 to the price of the burger itself, and then that way your pricing may look the same whenever they look at a combo meal on your menu board in the back. It's just about how you want to display your pricing to your customers and which prices they're expecting to be included and which prices you need to spell out so they know why their item jumped up in price. Part of our menu build process will also be build this menu in some logical fashion that makes sense for your servers. And all of our staff at Hotsauce comes with some restaurant experience, if not management level experience. Part of that will help your menu build to where we'll do things like, okay, all of these side items are grouped into one column under the same color because they don't add any extra charge. The middle column adds in 50 cents, and then the third column adds in $1 for those options. We'll try to do stuff like that to make it easier for your employees to use. Additionally, we now are doing the drink for the combo, and once again, these add in an extra charge, whereas these are included in the base price. To take payment on it, we can just select one of the payment options down here. I can do cash, indicate what increment they paid with, tells me their change. As soon as I click on the screen, it clears out the order, and I'm ready for my next guest. These items down here are what are called hot items, and regardless of what section of the menu you're in, those items remain the same. And they are items that can be in your regular menu, so I have burger here, but it's also in this section. So it can be items that you just want to have easy access to because they get ordered a lot, and so you don't want your employees having to hunt through to find them again. It can be modifiers that are going to get used a lot that are just convenient to have right on the main screen. Or it can be some sort of limited time offer or seasonal special that you want to keep in front of your employees' faces so that they know to upsell it at the time of the transaction. Another way you can modify things is with this general modifier category down here. So maybe you have an item that everybody orders just the way it comes, but you still have those 1 or 2 random guests who will order specific sauces or sides that don't come with it. In order to modify these sorts of items, you don't want to have modifiers that pop up every time, forcing your employees to just select done and skip past a bunch of modifiers that they only need for a small percentage of your guests. Instead, we'll use this modifier tab here where we still have some of our basic ingredients and instructions to add in or take away whatever we need to. You can select the credit card option right here. If you are using a cash discount setup, you can see what the total will be with the credit card fee added in. Once you click Finished, it will either send the total to a chip reader, or if you are using a swipe transaction, then you can just scan the card and then authorize. You can also just scan the card immediately. So if I ring up an order and then just scan a credit card directly on this screen, it will immediately recognize it's a credit card, the type, and then I can close it out. And that is the basics of Hotsauce counter service. However, I do want to discuss some businesses that may take orders in different forms. Maybe they have a drive-through, maybe they do a lot of call-in orders or deliveries. There are some different ways that we can set up the quick service routine. So I've set up this additional order type called walk-up to. We can have multiple order types in here. We can have a call-in one, a carry-out, a delivery, whatever terminology works best for you. And then they can drive the ordering process through different steps to try to make the employee gather the correct information. First thing I want to show you in an alternate setup is a walk-up setup that looks similar to what we were already doing. However, with this one, each time we place an order, it directs us back to that main screen to see what our next order type is going to be. So I take an order, take payment on it, give them their change, and then it prompts me to select my next order type. And this can be valuable if maybe you have a terminal that's used for overflow. And so you have one terminal that's dedicated to walk-ups and they just stay in this screen. You may have a terminal that's dedicated to your drive-through service and they stay there. But the overflow terminal may be taking orders from either or, and so they're going to need to come back here each time to select what type of order they're putting in. Lastly, I would like to show our drive-through order type. It does look similar to the previous order screens we had, except now we have a send button because we are not taking payment on these orders immediately in most cases. So I can ring up the order, put whatever options I need in. Once I'm finished with the order, I click send. It sends it back to the kitchen to be printed out and made, but it keeps me on this screen so I can then place my next order. Once somebody's ready to pay, I can use these recalls first or recall last. Recall first is going to recall the oldest order in the system. Ideally, that would be the car that is currently at the window, the person's order who's been in the system the longest. Recall last will call the most recent order you did, and maybe you placed an order for somebody who had forgotten to do something and needed to immediately take a payment on it, or you needed to make an addition or a change to an order that somebody had already made. So I can do recall first, pulls up the previous order. I take a payment on it, and I'm ready for the next drive-through customer. Whenever I need to get out of this screen, then I just click Send when I don't have an order in it, and it acts as the exit button as well. That is the ins and outs of Hotsauce quick service for counter restaurants and fast food environments. Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions about any functions or features that we didn't address or anything that you need explained a little bit further. Thank you.